Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. If you enjoyed this channel, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also please check out the community section, which you can find here. And in this section, I'll be posting more and more polls and questions, which will help me then to tailor the content of the channel to the needs of the viewers. I think this is one of the main benefits of small YouTube channels, that because of the smaller volume, it's much easier to cater to individual needs, so you can really benefit more from it. But anyway, from the very beginning, my idea for this channel was to present balanced views on the crypto market overall. So I cover some large cap coins, microcaps, NFTs, and in this video in particular, I want to talk about probably the most fun part of crypto, so microcaps, and especially microcaps, which I think are going to pump massively in 2022. It goes without saying that investing in crypto is risky, and the projects I'll be talking about today are particularly risky because they are either low or extremely small market caps. So it doesn't take much for the price to go up or down a lot. And also there's one important thing to remember. We are still in a quite precarious phase of the market cycle. As long as Bitcoin stays below roughly 53k level, so essentially below its bull market support band, the market sentiment can change a lot. And overall at the moment it is quite bearish. So all it takes is just a few percent dip in Bitcoin's price, and those small cap altcoins can get absolutely obliterated. So please be careful, don't do anything stupid, because investing in those coins involves a large degree of risk. So it should be either a really small part of your portfolio, or, well, if you have just a YOLO attitude, then by all means go all in, but just be aware of the risks. So the projects I want to talk about today are listed in the order from the one that I think is reasonably safe, or a couple which are reasonably safe, to more and more risky ones. And basically it's all based on their market cap. So if you invest in something like Bitcoin or Ether, because of the large market cap, the investment is relatively safe, but you cannot really expect to make millions out of that investment, because essentially you can do, I don't know, 2x, 3x, maybe 5x if you're really lucky, if, I don't know, if some of the top 10, top 20 coins go up massively. But you won't make like 10x, 20x, 50x gains from those coins, because there is simply not enough volume in the market, not enough money in the market to push them this high. So if you want to make those huge gains, you have to look at projects which have really small market caps. And a couple of projects we'll look at in a minute are sort of mid-sized ones, and then the rest are very, very small. So they truly have potential to do 20x, 50x, 100x, and so on. Also, it is important with those coins to take your profits out early, or keep taking out profits on a regular basis. And I will put a link at the end of this video to my other video when I talk about my strategy for taking out profits. But please remember, when you're investing in those higher risk coins, do take out your profits sooner. Don't try to diamond hand it all the way to the top, because you will miss the top. And you may end up, well, just losing a lot of money. So it's important to secure your profits on the way up, and don't worry about missing the absolute top. It's better to, I don't know, do 5x and then reinvest that in another 5x coin, rather try to get one coin all the way up to 20x. Because if you think about it, if you can get regular 5x, 10x gains, you don't really need a huge amount of money for it to go up to hundreds of thousands or potentially even millions. But the trick is to do it 2 or 3 times in a row and keep reinvesting the money, rather than try to find this one epic project that will go up like 100x or more. Hope this makes sense, but if you do have any questions, please put them in the comment section. But let's have a look at those projects. So the first project I want to talk about is one that I mentioned before. It's RMRK. It's a really solid project. I won't be talking a lot about the projects in this video, as in what they do and why I think they are good. I think you should do the research yourself and look why this project may or may not suit you. But I do like this project a lot. one of the great things about it is that its market cap, it's almost equal to its fully diluted market cap. So basically this means that tokens which are currently in circulation are pretty much all the tokens that exist. So it's a bit like with Ether. There are a lot of Ether tokens, but all Ether tokens are in circulation. There won't be suddenly a huge dump of more tokens because, I don't know, someone is selling their initial investment or something. So that's always important thing, especially with small cap coins, and I will look at a couple of other examples later. This is always important thing to consider, because if fully diluted market cap is much bigger than market cap and the overall market cap is quite low, it makes the investment much more risky, because at some point people who invested very early, who, I don't know, maybe they were the original investors or they took part in IGO and so on, they may start dumping coins which essentially they bought at very, very low price, or maybe in some cases they were given them. So you just have to be mindful of that. But if we look at RMRK overall, it had this really nice run up in sort of early December. And then it pulled back like the whole of the market. And it seems to be pretty steady after that initial pump it had earlier on. It seems to be sitting pretty steady in that sort of $30 something range. So I think it's a pretty decent buy at this price point. Its all-time high was around $60, just above $60. So it is down about 50% or so, a bit more than that. It's sort of mid-size, low to mid-size market cap, just over 300 million. But like I said, it's almost equal to its fully diluted market cap. And it's a very solid project. I covered it before a couple of times on this channel. There are plenty of other people who talked about it, and I think it will do really, really well. Will it do 100x? No, it won't. If you're looking at projects which are sort of between 100 and 300 million, you can probably expect them to do maybe around 10x, maybe 15x if it's a really, really good project. But you have to manage your expectations. That's probably absolute maximum a project can achieve. More like 3 to 5x, it's much more realistic. And that's probably where I would be looking at, sort of depending on the market situation. When it doubles, triples in price, I would be taking some of my profits out. It usually makes sense to take some profits out when a coin hits or approaches its previous all-time high, because then it essentially goes in price discovery mode. Once it goes above that, no one knows how high it can go. Right now, we can expect that based on past performance, it's likely to go above $60 again. But once it goes above $60, well, what's the top, or what's the next peak and then drop? So with a coin like this, it will make sense if you're buying it now to take some of the money out when it doubles in price. And then the rest, well, you can ride it as long as you want. But I would expect this, or essentially coin of this type with this kind of market cap, to do about 3 to 5x quite comfortably, potentially 10x or more if it's a really good project or if the market goes absolutely crazy. Another project I'm looking at, and I actually put some money in it yesterday and I'll be adding more to my bag, is Vulcan Forge. Again, it's quite well known. Similar market cap, just above 300 million, fully diluted just over 700. So again, not too bad because it's only twice the size of its current market cap. But if you look at its chart, it had this massive, massive spike to well over $40. I think around 45 or so. So it's currently only about a third of that price. So again, we know that it can quite comfortably triple in price from the current price level before it goes into price discovery mode. One thing that's important to mention is that this project got hacked not that long ago, I think a couple of weeks ago or so. It was around this dump here. Since then, it's been all recovered. It's safe to invest in it again, and as you can see, the dump wasn't that huge. So just in case if you do find some information about it, don't worry. I'm massively bullish on this one, and yeah, I think it will do really well. And it's a similar story, easily 3 to 5x, potentially 10x or so if it does go crazy. And let's be honest, everyone thinks that crypto market overall will go absolutely parabolic at some point in 2022. I certainly agree with this. I think we will see 150k, maybe even 200k Bitcoin, depending how long we'll go into 2022 or maybe early 2023. And ETH will probably comfortably hit 10k, possibly even 20k or so. So of course, you can then imagine how much money will be flowing out of those large caps into smaller and smaller projects, and how much those smaller projects will pump. Another project that's interesting and similar market cap is Thetan Arena. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Again, around 290 million market cap. This one has much bigger fully diluted market cap. So in a situation like this, you need to, well, ideally you should check out what are the exact tokenomics, how the tokens were distributed, and also if it's not clear on the website, you may chat with the team or people who invested in earlier in their Discord or Telegram, and basically find out how the tokens were distributed and when they are likely to be released. Because if, let's say, with most IGOs, tokens are released in like, let's say 20% chunks for 5 months, or 10% chunks for 10 months or something like that, you can expect then that, okay, well, every month there will be 20% of the tokens that were in the IGO potentially being dumped on the market. Maybe not, because people may hold it, but if the price is good, people will be selling it because they bought it at much lower price. But nonetheless, I think it's a solid project. And if we look at the chart, again, it had this massive spike and it's now pretty much down in the gutter. So from the current price, again, comfortable 4 or 5x just to get to the previous all-time high, and potentially much more if the market pumps a lot. And then we're going into smaller and smaller market cap coins. So we have something like Cryowar, which is a game, and there was a lot of hype around it. Of course, as with most games, crypto games, it's in very early stages of development. All of those projects are in very early stages, essentially investing in a startup or in an idea where there may be very little utility behind it at the moment, pretty much no utility. So you have to be aware of it, that it's more about trading, well, speculating what the project is likely to do in the future and how the market feels about it, rather than actually trading product with utility, something like Bitcoin that is a store of value or can potentially be used for payments but works better as store of value, or something like Ethereum, which is used for smart contracts. I mean, people use it every day for DeFi, gaming, NFTs, you name it. That's a completely different scenario than something that is just an idea, potentially a really cool idea, but at the moment has very little to show for it. So the risk is much higher, but then of course the potential benefits are much bigger. So this one has market cap of just over 80 million. So of course much lower than the projects we looked at a moment ago. The fully diluted market cap is much more substantial, 1.2 billion. So again, be careful and check out the tokenomics. But it's been massively hyped up. It had a decent pump after the release, and then it crashed massively. So this sort of pattern is quite common and quite healthy for gaming projects. You may have that initial pump after the release, well, the release of the token, not the game, and then it goes down, and it probably will stay down for quite a while. And then eventually when, I don't know, maybe they release beta version of their game, or maybe they release the actual game, or there's an upgrade coming, or essentially there's something happening, it will suddenly start pumping. Or sometimes it will just pump purely on speculation, because for an 80 million market cap coin, it doesn't really take that much effort to pump it. All it takes is just one mention from a big YouTuber or Twitter influencer, and yeah, it will go up quite nicely. But with a project like this, it can quite easily do 10x, 15x, maybe even more. It would be probably massively overvalued if it did 10 or 20x. But so is pretty much everything in crypto when the market is pumping. Nothing has a sensible market value. Everything is massively overvalued. Everyone is just speculating. And that's fine. You just have to know how to take the advantage of it and don't try to ride it forever. There are certain coins you can diamond hand and hope for them to go up in year, 5 years, 10 years time, stuff like Bitcoin and so on. But this is not the point of this video. We're looking here at massive gains in relatively short time frames. Next project, this particular one I'm not invested in, but is essentially there are many other projects you could also invest in, but I'm just naming a few here. Tiny market cap, 16 million or just under 17 million. Again, if you look at the chart, it looks quite healthy. Had that big pump, dip, pumped again, and it sits quite low comparing to its previous all-time high. I mean, at the moment we're looking at potentially easy 3 to 4x gain just to get to the previous all-time high. But for something like 16 million market cap, this can go so much higher. I mean, going 4x from here would be about 60 million, just over 60 million, and that would take it to about $10 or $11 or so per coin. And that's only around 60 million, right? It can still do potentially another 10x from there. So that's really when you start looking at those potential 20x, 50x, 100x gains when you get down to coins that are below 20 million market cap, or even better, below 10 million market cap, because there is enough potential there to do it. And also with such small market cap, again, all it takes is just one mention by someone popular and the price will go up, and you can quite easily de-risk your position, take your initial investment out and maybe a little bit of profit, reinvest that, and let the rest of it ride to do, I don't know, 10x, 50x, whatever. Take that out, reinvest in something else. Then we have Defina Finance. I have a position in this one. I actually took part in IGO for this one. And yeah, 11 million market cap. Not too bad fully diluted market cap for this type of project. It's like 15 times bigger, but that's still, for this type of project, is quite sensible. Again, something worth keeping in mind though. But look at this chart. We are basically now at the prices when it all started. It had those two massive pumps. The biggest one was to close to $10, I think. And we are now back down to $1.50. So again, this could easily do 10x and could easily potentially do even 50x or 100x, right? With such small market cap. And because we have history here of going to around $10, well, we know that it can do probably about 6x or so before it goes into price discovery mode. So again, huge potential there. And the last couple of projects are Good Games Guild. Again, I took part in IGO for this one. Tiny market cap, around 8 million. It had a little bit of a pump. I think one of the influencers mentioned it, but not huge. I mean, that's only about $1 or so here. If we zoom out, it's only this little bump here. So again, it's something that was above $16 before. So more than twice the current price, maybe 2.5 times the current price. And with such low market cap, again, a ton of potential for it to go up. And then finally, Polka City. I mentioned this one quite a few times. I invested a while ago, or started investing in it a while ago. At this price point, I will certainly add more to my bag to lower my overall cost. And if you look at this chart, it had those periods of crazy jumps up. And then, well, it was in a gutter throughout the whole summer, as you would expect. Now it's going down pretty low, but, well, previous all-time high was around, I think, $2.50 or so. So it could quite easily triple in price just to get to that previous point. But tripling in price with this market cap, well, that would take it just over 20 million. And I mentioned that before, it's essentially such a low market cap coin that it can go absolutely parabolic. So, and it's a very solid project. which makes me particularly bullish on it. It has a lot going for it, and with such low market cap, I think it's massively undervalued. So out of the risky ones, I think this is one of the safer options probably. And the last couple of projects are projects which I mentioned bit.country before. It doesn't have a token yet, but the token will be released soon. And the other one I want to put on your radar is Eartha. Another cool game coming out soon. You can buy land for this one. The token is coming out soon as well. So yeah, basically we have projects here ranging from relatively safe-ish ones like RMRK or Vulcan Forge through smaller and smaller market cap altcoins, gaming altcoins, going to below $10 million level, plus a couple of upcoming projects. So check them all out, check which ones you think have the most potential and which ones may suit your type of investing. And just one final thought, please do remember that while Bitcoin stays below 53k level, it is unknown what will happen with the market. It doesn't take much for the altcoins to go down massively. So my strategy is to put about 1/3 of the funds I'm planning to invest in those coins and purchase them now for that 1/3 of my funds. And the rest, well, I will see what will happen with the market in the next few days or potentially even weeks. If Bitcoin continues sitting below 50k and potentially going down, well, it's likely that altcoins may go down a bit more. And then I will buy maybe for another 1/3 or so. If Bitcoin starts going suddenly up and goes above 53k, then well, I will most definitely be buying then, because that's sort of last chance to get those altcoins at good prices, because they will start pumping very soon after that. So investing right now in any altcoins is very risky, but at the same time, that's when you can make the best gains. But I think the best strategy is to buy in chunks, essentially DCA in, rather than just go all in right now, especially if you're investing in only 1 or 2 coins, because, well, there is a chance that the price may not go the way you want. So that's it for today. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, please put them in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year. Bye.